guys, my name is Bridget and today we are going to be talking about Mistborn, The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson. And I loved this book so much, guys. You probably know if you've seen any of my recent videos because I've been raving about this book, but today we're going to talk about why I loved this book so much. So first I'm going to describe to you what Mistborn, The Final Empire is about. I'm pretty sure most of you already know what it's about, but if you do not, I will explain to you so you can probably fall in love with the idea and want to read it. There are allomancers which can control metals, and they can do certain things depending on what metal they ingest. Different metals do different things. They can push and pull off different metals, and they can control people's emotions, like soothe them or riot them, and it's really cool. And a good way that I found to describe this book is I was reading this book, and in the middle of it I saw Mission Impossible, because after that I was going to see Mission Impossible Rogue Nation a couple days later, so I was watching the first one again. It really reminded me of this book. I was like, oh my gosh, it's so similar, because there's this main guy in the book, and his name is Kelsier, and he has decided that he has this whole plan to take down the Final Empire, and everyone thinks that's impossible. The Lord Ruler, who obviously rules over the land, he is said to be part God. They're never going to be able to take him down, so it's an impossible mission, but he believes they can do it, and he thinks it's going to happen, and he's got this whole plan laid out for it to happen. He's trying to convince everyone that no matter how impossible it seems, they're going to get this done. It's a heist, so they're trying to get into the facility and break in and bring all these things down, and it just reminded me so much of Mission Impossible, because that's sort of a heist too, the part where they try and break into that one room. It sort of has a similar element in this one. They try to break into this room, and it was so similar. There's obviously the technological difference, because in Mission Impossible they have all the high-tech technology, whereas in this one there's no technology at all, but there are the powers that the people have. And it's just so good, guys. If you haven't picked it up, I don't know what you're doing, go pick it up. And now we are going to move on to what I actually rated it. Characters, I gave a 20 out of 20 or 1 star. I loved all the characters in this book so much. You knew where they were coming from, and you knew their background, so you knew how they would sort of react to things. And all of them had such different personalities, it was fantastic. And since you knew so much about them, you got really attached to all of them, and you really learned, and they each had distinct personalities, so you could discern who was who, and it was just great. Plot, I gave a 20 out of 20 or 1 star. The plot of this story was so complex and interesting. It had me wanting to read more the entire time I was reading it. I never wanted to put it down. I just wanted to keep reading and find out what was happening, because nothing was ever boring. Something was always happening. No matter where you were, something was happening. And there were so many different elements that it's amazing that he kept track of all of them and managed to keep them all sort of together. Setting, I gave a 20 out of 20 or 1 star. The world Brandon Sanderson creates in this book is so awesome. It's so well thought out and so complex, all the metals doing different things. It's so interesting, and it makes you just want to find out more about the world, and it was fantastic. And the whole setting of the Final Empire was so amazingly outlined, even if you were in the Ska region of the city, or if you were at a noble house's party, it was so different and so interesting, and it just was a great contrast, and it made you just love the book even more. And the magic system was just fantastic. Writing, I gave a 20 out of 20 or 1 star. Brandon Sanderson used all the elements I have just talked about to create this complex, layered story that just blew my mind. He just entwined all these elements to create this epic story with lots of twists and turns, and you never know where it's gonna go. And his writing style really fits the type of story he's trying to tell. It really tells the story really well. It was funny though, because sometimes he would just put in, "It was awesome," or something like that, and I'd be like, "That's awesome," or go with that, but it was just funny to see that. Enjoyment, I gave you 20 out of 20 or 1 star. I absolutely loved this book so much. I had a great time reading it. I never wanted to put it down. Whenever I put it down, I would always be super excited to pick it back up. When I knew I was going to pick it up, I was like, yes, I'm going to find out what happens next. I was just so excited to read this book. I loved it so much, guys. So obviously it got 100% or 5 out of 5 stars. It was fantastic. If you have not picked it up, I don't know what you're doing with your life. It's amazing. Go pick it up. What are you waiting for? Actually, pick up this beautiful UK cover because it's beautiful. Guys, it's beautiful. Let me know down in the comments if you have read this book and if you loved it, or if you're planning on reading it, because if you are, then I would definitely recommend it. It was fantastic, you guys. I loved it so much. Anyways, that is all I have for you guys today, so I will see you guys in my next video, which will be up very soon. So I will see you guys then. Okay, bye! No, you want this one.